Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning, I have the privilege of chatting with Assemblyman Natisha Charles-Pantin, and we are talking about all that's happening in her division. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Shenell. Good morning, Tobago.
Right, well, there's a lot that's happening. So tell Tobago about some of the key projects that you're working on right now.
Okay, so let me first thank Tobago Updates for having me. I'm sitting in just a bit for Mr. Didan Daniel, who is the chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. And they are going to have an event on the 21st of September at the Courland Watershed, the Courland Watershed area. Yeah, so they are going to have a hike and plant event. And this event, we have several partners. We have KFC, Port Authority, Caribbean Airlines, TTAL, environmental school clubs, all gonna come on board to ensure that we plant 1,200 species of plants. Well, not species, but plants of varying species, yeah, at the Courland Watershed area.
Right. And the public is invited to participate in this event. My producer is going to put the flyer up on the screen so you guys have an idea of what it is. And this is taking place, this is being hosted again under Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development.
Yes.
And you guys usually have a lot of these activities. Last time you had the 5K and the 15K that took place within the rainforest.
The Main Forest Reserve.
Exactly.
Right. So the idea is to link recreation with reforestation. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, planting 1,200 plants in a watershed area is a good thing. If you understand the science, right? The more trees you have, the more interception of rainfall, percolation into the soil, they recharge groundwater. So that's the idea. Ensuring that our watersheds are rehabilitated sufficiently to support our wildlife and to support us in turn. So the assembly point will be at the sign by the Courland Housing Development, right? They're going to assemble there at 7 a.m. We're encouraging people not to walk with too many disposable items. So if you have a water bottle, a reusable water bottle, we'll appreciate that. We want you to take your garbage out from the site as well. But if you use reusable items, then you won't have any garbage. Yeah, it's gonna take place from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12 noon. And of course, you'll have so many people coming. We anticipate a lot of people coming. So let's come out and have some fun. Hike and plant.
Right. Excellent. And you said that you have a lot of sponsors on board. So tell us about those sponsors.
Okay. So we have TTAL, KFC, Port Authority, who has Caribbean Airlines. So we're all coming together to ensure that, you have refreshments, to have some fun at the site.
And this is a family-friendly event. You are catering for the entire family. So persons can come out, bring their kids. And
similar to how we have the movie nights across the space, same thing. It's a family event. It's an event where we encourage healthy living. When you walk through the forest, you always get that fresh air, and you want to do something different with your time. So we're encouraging families to come out and support this event, and of course support the Courland Watershed, the Courland Basin.
Right. And then persons get to plant a tree. And trees that would be here and even possibly outlive them. And so that's an excellent initiative, especially to get the kids out to be a part of that. But there are a number of other things that's happening within your division. I remember just recently I had a conversation with members of your team on the mega farming initiative, where you were, collating the data on farmers and asking them to register to be a part of that initiative. Has the registration for that closed, and where are you guys with that?
So the registration is still open. I believe they'll give it one more week before they start doing their first assessment. There is a mega farming link online that you can click and register if you're excited about engaging in mega farming. The idea is to have several farmers who have a passion for growing particular crops that that the market demands. So we are going to go through that entire process of ensuring that we understand quantities, ensuring that the people that sign up, what type of background they have, what type of needs they have. Because I'll tell you something, some people are at 0, some people are at 20%, some at 50%, but the evaluation process will ensure that they capture a cross-section of Tobago, but also to train them in whatever training they need, whatever technical expertise they need, right? And of course, the mega farming, we're looking at different projects. So you have the shade house project, you have the small ruminant project, you have mixed crops, you have ground provision and breadfruit production. So there's different types of projects that you're engaging in. Of course, we're looking at it industry by industry.
Right, and one of the things is to increase the quality of production that happens, among farmers here in Tobago. And we know that the previous administration had initiated the creation of that Goldsboro processing site. And when you came into office, there wasn't a very smooth transition to understand exactly what that building was truly, conceptualized for and designed for. What is the status of that?
So, well, of course, none of the documents were found, but we are actually doing some upgrades across the space to support the industry. So one of the spaces would be the packing house. That's right at the back of Shore Park. Right, so an assessment was done to ensure that we can go ahead to actually fix the building that is structurally sound, because you don't want to waste the investment. So we're going to proceed to try to get the repairs started, right? And you have several issues across the space, because we inherited most of the buildings, the derelict buildings. So it's going through the process of doing all the assessments. The procurement exercise, which takes a while, right? So it's not like if something, you need to fix something now that, you can't avoid the procurement process. There's an entire process that you have to adhere to before you have repairs being done. But we have several buildings that are under repair. We have the Culloden Fish Facility, we have the Buku Fish Facility, we have the Buku Training Center, which would be part of that quality assurance business enhancement exercise. So that has started. You have the Roxborough Fish Facility, you have, as I said, the packing house, the Scarborough Abattoir, right? Upgrades are about to begin with that. I believe the procurement process has ended, and construction will begin as early as next week, right? Or repairs, I should say, not construction, right? So we have different buildings that we have to bring up to standard to ensure that, we support food quality and all that.
And one of the bigger events that your division, the division of, food security hosts every year is that Blue Food event.
Right.
And
well, Blue Food is under tourism.
Well, so,
World Food Day.
World Food Day. Let's not confuse the two different ones. But you have moved towards not just having that market type structure, but to move towards a greater level of education within the World Food Day, festivities. Tell us a bit about that and what we can look forward to in the next one.
Okay, so we have a series of seminars that we're going to host. So we're going to have a seminar on specialty cuts in meat, right? We're going to have water management seminars, breadfruit production seminars, lionfish. What else? We have, as I mentioned, water management.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's
Yeah, I mean, but it's
livestock
interesting to see
diseases
that it's
that have been
moving away,
neglected.
away from just having the one day.
Yes, to
where,
several. Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, because agriculture, there's so many parts to agriculture that it's difficult to just keep a 2-day event and sufficiently educate the population on those important aspects. Yeah, so we looked at it, we reorganized it such that we can support every sector and every aspect that we see would be current. So technology, as we move into the future, we can't ignore technology. So next week we are going to launch the Agritech Summit that we're going to have. Yeah, it's going to be an international, a regional event, so that we support the farmers and the youth in agriculture in a better way.
It's going to be
the launch of it will be at the Shore Park Cultural Complex, right? But that will just be the launch of it, right? So people understand all the different aspects of the summit. Yes.
And give us the name of the summit one more time.
The Agri-Technology Summit.
Agri-Technology Summit, and this one is open to all members throughout the region to come to Tobago.
Correct. We're going to have all different experts, people coming in and basically showing you how technology could assist you in different areas of agriculture. We recently had a training for papaya production. Papaya, over 100 farmers, including staff as well, certified, so they can support the farmers as well, right? And that training would allow farmers to reduce the time of bearing from 9 months to 6 months, 6.5 months. So we're looking at technology going forward. Yes, you have the knowledge, but with scientific evidence and support, you can increase production, yeah, and the quality of production.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back right after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise of favor, so wake up and hear me neighbor.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Shenell Felix, and this morning I've had the privilege of speaking with Assemblyman Natisha Charles-Pantin, who is also the Secretary for the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and Sustainable Development. Now, we want to get a bit of an update on what has been happening at TADCO. TADCO, for the duration of your tenure, has been a bit of a point of contention, or some might call it a sore point. But you have spoke on a number of occasions about working through the kinks. So tell us a bit about what's happening. What's the latest update at TADCO?
Well, I am extremely proud of TADCO, given that TADCO has survived all the hurdles and challenges without sometimes even a subvention. And some of the companies, their mandate is really to become productive, see how they can become sustainable, because you would never have all the money that you would want to have, especially given the times and the allocation that we get, right? So we have to manage with what we have as a division. And TADCO has been doing extraordinary things to keep up, to stay up, right? One of those initiatives is the Capital of Paradise. They have been doing extraordinary work, led by the Captain Ellis. And I'm thinking that they should be extremely proud to have turned a company that has been leaking at the seams, right? Leaking to all different directions, to actually supporting the sector, right? Even though they got nothing to build on, nothing from the past, no documents, anything, they have been doing an extraordinary job, right? Recently, I sat in on some of the managers reporting on the different aspects of TADCO, and to have learned that in one trip, they would have doubled the amount of US dollars they would have received on a previous trip. Yeah? So they are doing an excellent job. I'm really proud of them. And actually, the vessel is now in the country. So we're looking forward to greeting the guys.
Are we looking to a future where there's a capital of paradise 201?
To purchase a vessel, a fishing vessel of that nature, it's expensive. It is my dream to do so, right? And if I can do so, if I can find the funds to do so, I think it's an excellent investment. The yellowfin tuna, the bycatch, we have been supplying locals and also exporting to different countries. St. Vincent is now on board. We have other countries coming on board. We were able to provide relief during that hurricane that they experienced at Carriacou. So we have been improving on our international relations, trying to provide support where we can, right? But I'm really, I'm proud of TADCO, right? The politics would always have its place, but at the end of the day, if we could leave a company that is sustainable, a company that Tobagonians can feel proud of, that they can access to supply their goods, their commodities, I think that, we're on the right path as Tobagonians. Yes?
Right. And even as a part of the mega farming initiative, you have, targeted youth and women to be a greater part of agriculture on the island. Tell us a bit about that, the push in that direction.
Okay, so we launched the Women Involved in Agriculture and Natural Resources early in the year. And we realized that over the years, women would have been gravitating more to agro-processing. So we had that focus, not only just to assemble them in one point, but to provide education, training, as well as design those supporting mechanisms such as grants and loans in partnership with the business development unit in a formal way, so that we could support this sector. And we didn't do it alone. We partnered with the Agro-Processing Association, and they sat down with us, they sat down with BDU, and we designed a more comprehensive support system, so that we all can go towards where we want in terms of exporting, in terms of packaging, processing and packaging. Yeah, so it was a good exercise, and natural succession will happen where TADCO would now adopt more of the agro-processors. But there's an important point here though. So what the government has been doing, central government, with the Procurement Act, right, they have been trying to put business people who engage in even these small agro-processors to standardize their operations in terms of business. You have to have a registered business, and to engage you have to go through a process. So no longer can you just go to TADCO and say, I want you to sell my products, but you must fall within, you must become compliant, right? And follow the legal structures implemented by central government. So TADCO would be working, they sent out an ad to work with people, showing you how to register your business, how to set up a business account, taking you through step by step what you need in order to become part of TADCO or to operate on your own. While they are doing that, we are repairing that facility that you've seen there for many years. Since I was a baby, I saw that there. That's the Buku training facility. So we are upgrading that facility so you'll have a place to go to if you want to become any sort of stakeholder under agriculture, a business, a commercial, engaging commercial activities. Yes.
Okay, excellent. So is that going to still be a training center?
Yes, so it would be a training center. It would be linked to TARI, that's the Tobago Agricultural Research Institute, and it would provide the necessary support so that you become compliant with the new implementation done by central government.
So it's kind of like a resource center where persons could go
excellent,
and get that support that they need.
Because what will keep our stakeholders back is waiting on an officer to help you one-on-one, right? that could take a long time. Because you have a lot of people involved. So you want to be able to train people in I want to say 100. You want to train a lot of people at the same time to bring them into compliance.
All right. And this administration has, said on a number of occasions, that the restraint of the resources that come from the central government has really held them back or held you guys back from being able to do a number of the development projects that you have set forth to accomplish during your time.
Correct.
Are there any alternative means of funding that you have tapped into to get the work done?
Well, I'll tell you something. The Chief Secretary has done an extraordinary job of trying to support the sector by giving us at the division what we need, right, to do many of these projects. But the division took the initiative to set up the Shore Park Food Hub, where you get some money from that to repair and, to get the Capital of Paradise up and running, right? You have the commercial bays, right? Some of the activities that we have, they are paid activities. So we have been collecting money to try to support some of the initiatives. And of course, we have been doing a lot of writing for grant funds. So we have written to Digicel Foundation, and that's how we got the bird whalers to assist us in pest management, right? The cockatoo and parrots, right? We have gotten money from Jeff, right? From the UNDP, right? We have written several different, because they do the call for proposals online. So we follow that like a hawk because we know we have no money. And we have trained technical officers, right? I myself would have written for grants in the past as well, so I understand the process. And that is how we get funding, right, to do additional work. And of course, I want to congratulate the chairman of the different companies as well. They also look at those call for proposals and ensure they submit to get grant funding.
Also, have you also recommended this to some of your colleagues in the Assembly to take advantage of these international sources of funding?
Certainly, yes. So we share with each other, certainly. So that is how we have been getting some funds, through grant funding. And we intend to continue writing for grant funds into 2025 because we're looking at several in this space. And of course, having dialogue and the success of what we got so far and have utilized also would encourage those sponsors, those funding agencies to give us more in the future because we keep up with all the requirements of the grant funding.
All right, yes. Excellent. And as we wrap up our discussion this morning, I want to ask my producer to put up that flyer again for the Courland Watershed hike.
Yes.
Yes, so that persons can visit the social media pages of the division.
Yes.
And
TobagoReforestation.org, right? You can visit TobagoReforestation.org and register. There's a link provided, right? Come out and support. This is also sponsored as well, a sponsored event. So many of these things are being sponsored. And that is what we like about this company in particular. It's an NGO. So they have to be involved in grant funding, right? Writing for grant funds.
Right. So we get a little takeaway bag with a little trinkets and stuff after the hike. I look forward to being there. And it's from 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
to 12.
Yes.
midday.
Assembly Point is the Courland Housing Development sign.
And we have to register before. We can't just show up there.
I mean,
register.
it'll be nice to register before, right? Monitoring who will come and preparing you for the event is always wise, right? But nobody will be turned back because they didn't register.
All right. And are there strict guidelines that should be followed? I know you indicated that no disposable products should come on the hike. If you have a water bottle, you use a reusable water bottle.
Wear comfortable shoes, right? You're not coming in any slippers, right? You want to be able to not fall down, right? And to protect your feet, right? Wear loose clothing, right? Because you're gonna sweat. It's a hike and a plant, right? And you have to accommodate the heat, right? In the way you dress, right? But other than that, and you wear a little backpack so you take your garbage out when you're going.
All right, excellent. And we look forward to that happening on the 21st of September. You can be a part of the initiative as well. You know, tell somebody to be a part of, you know, just an active, family-friendly event that's happening. Guys, we're going to take a break right here and we're going to be back right after this. So see you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up.
Get ready, Tobago. World Food Day 2024 is almost here. And this year, we're coming together under the theme, Right to Foods for a Better Life and a Better Future. You, of course, can't miss our staple 2-day grand exhibition, Tobago's premier showcase of agriculture, bringing together the best of local produce, innovations, and expertise. Lamfest is back, bigger, better, and tastier than ever. Savor a delectable variety of lamb dishes prepared by Tobago's finest cooks. Meet us in the east for Farmers Green Market at the Shenell Farm School, where you can grab fresh, sustainable, and eco-friendly produce. Support local farmers and explore new ways to live sustainably. And stay tuned for more exciting new activities on the calendar. For the first time, join us at the Women in Agriculture and Natural Resources Expo, celebrating the vital contributions of women in the agricultural sector and promoting their role in shaping the future of farming. Also new is Chocolate and Mud, an exciting farm-to-table experience focused on Tobago's rich cocoa heritage and creative culinary delights. Immerse yourself in valuable learning opportunities with our seminar series on topics such as water management, breadfruit production, and more, providing essential knowledge to empower Tobago's farmers and agri-entrepreneurs. Meanwhile, our tractor pool caravan brings hands-on education to the kiddies at schools, introducing students to the critical role of tractors in agriculture. The Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development is committed to ensuring food security for all. Together, let's make World Food Day 2024 unforgettable.
And welcome back. So you've seen it there, all that's happening for the World Food Day and its events and festivities. Now, if you are interested in being a part of all that you have just seen there, whether it be to showcase your business or just to participate in one of the workshops, you can reach out to the division, whether it be by Facebook or going into the office, and you can still register. Secretary, tell us a bit about how persons can get involved in the registration process.
Okay, so you visit the division. It's on the second floor at the agricultural department, right? From 8:15, right? You can go in and register, and you have up until next week Friday to register, right? To be part of this wonderful event. Yeah?
Right, and the activities that persons can be a part of, it starts from the 3rd of October.
Correct. So October 3rd, you'll have the open day at the Shenell Farm School. And then later on, you'll have on the 16th and 17th, you'll have the 2-day celebration where you'll have everything about World Food Day, except the horticulture aspect. So we're going to remove the horticulture aspect like we did last year to ensure that we manage what comes into the space, because we still have the issue with the giant African snail, right, just as in Trinidad. So we're managing that to ensure that you don't take home any snails, yeah?
Right. And then, for the, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So for that 2-day celebration, are you encouraging schools to register their groups that are coming, or they just show up if they would like? Well,
schools show up, they plan according to their agenda, right, for the day, right? But if a school wants to do an exhibit, they are free to as well. That's an excellent idea. So schools, if you want to be part of the exhibit, that is also open to you.
Yes, because you have a lot of schools that are heavily agriculture focused, and they're doing a lot where agriculture is concerned. So it'd be excellent to see the students come out and display their hard work. So go ahead.
Yes, and so after the 2-day event, I believe it's November 4th, you have the open day at the Hope Farm demonstration unit. Yeah, and then from November 21st, I believe, is Lamb Fest. And then November 24th, I think, is the Lamb Fest. Yes, November 24th. Is it a Sunday?
We have Lamb Fest on the 27th of October.
On the 27th, right. That's
Shore Park Food Hub.
No, it's not the 27th.
Oh, it's been changed?
Yes, it's in November, so that will have to change.
Yeah.
And then after the Lamb Fest, you'll have, I believe it's November 29th, Women Involved in Agriculture and Natural Resources Expo. And on December 1st, you have the Chocolate and Mud event.
Right, and that's where we're going to talk about a little bit, right? Because persons are, even me myself, I don't really know what the chocolate and mud festivities are about. So tell us a bit about it.
So we have, well, in the area of cocoa, of chocolate, Tobago, we have always kept chocolate a secret for some reason. But being involved in agriculture for quite a while now, I have met a lot of chocolatiers. Yeah, so we have Tonsi, and they have an extraordinary chocolate. You have chocolate with guava in it and all sorts of creative things. So we will have everything chocolate at our Chocolate and Mud event. From chocolate tea to the bar, if you want pastries, anything that cocoa could go into, you will have it there, right? And of course, it's a festival, so you will have music, right? You'll be able to dance the cocoa. You'll be covered in mud if you want on that day, right? But I want to sell out everything.
Right, give us the dates again one more time.
That's the 1st of December, Chocolate and Mud, right? Come out and just have a fun time at the Little Great River, right? So
persons who already have chocolate products and want to come out and display that, how can they be a part of the festivities?
So they will be able to register for that event. As long as you have anything that represents cocoa, you will be able to come to the event and sell what you have, right? So it's not a giveaway. You will purchase while you're having fun at the Little Great River.
Well, I know a few persons who have their chocolate bars as well as their chocolate liqueur.
Correct. So you can have samples as well, right? But the idea is for people to buy what you have. Because if we support in this sector, you don't want everything for free, right? So you have your samples and you come to the event and sell. And I can guarantee you that you wouldn't have enough based on the design of this event. So cater for it. I think it's a worthy investment.
Excellent. And there's a lot happening within your division and a lot to oversee and a lot to manage, but you seem to be on top of what is happening, and we look forward to that Chocolate and Mud festivities, kind of the first of its kind on the island.
Yes.
What about the marketing for that event, domestically? To have those persons come up from Trinidad and be a part of that, and possibly, regional marketing for something like that.
Well, we have a committee set up. Young, brilliant minds. I'm giving them the chance to roll out what they have to for all the events. Yeah, and if you understand my personality, if you give me something, I just delve into it. 100%, right? I'm a very focused individual. So that is why you see I'm trying to keep up to date as to everything and be a part of everything to ensure that I mentor the different committees that are trying to roll out these things. Yeah, but I believe that it's not only exciting, but I think if you become part of the entire thing, you'd understand why we are passionate about it. If you get to utilize the products, for example, even when we sampled Tonsi's chocolate and we had that grow over extract, and they have different extracts in it, the uniqueness of the industry, right? You must develop a passion for it, yeah? So I think, you know, if you're coming to the event, I'll encourage you to have discussions around food security. If you want to become a vendor, come and register for the event, or just come to all the celebrations, put them on your calendar, plug them in, and visit and be part of the Tobago World Food Day experience.
Well, we look forward to receiving our invitation here at Tobago Updates. Yes. And being front and center of the sampling, right? We'll be sampling everything, yes. Right? Hopefully we don't put on too much pounds after that, but we look forward to it. So thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you for a lively discussion. And I must say I'm impressed by the fact that you are up to date with everything that's happening, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to remember while also managing a district. So kudos to you on that, and all the initiatives that are happening, you know, especially where food security is concerned on the island. We want to see TADCO develop. We want to see, you know, more energy, more resources put into that area, and, you know, that the quality of production in Tobago is increased. So we hope that, you know, moving forward, even as the agenda for this administration within the last budget was, you know, I think it was human capital investment and development, that a lot of the training and capacity building that happens at TADCO, we can see that, important. You know,
but I don't want you to say you want to see TADCO grow or the companies grow, because they are really support systems. So it's really for the people to grow, the stakeholders to grow. And while we may not have what we legally deserve as an administration, right, we are trying. And I'm satisfied with the effort. Sometimes it takes a lot more out of us, but at the end of the day, we want to see Tobago grow. Right? We want to see the advancement of Tobagonians. So when you think TADCO, don't think about TADCO, think Tobagonians. Right? When you think about reforestation, think families. Because if you look at the agenda and how we promote it, it's really to build the Tobagonian family. Yeah? But thank you so much. And on behalf of my officers and technical teams, thank you as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming in this morning and giving us your time. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with us throughout this discussion. Thank you for your lively engagement on our social media platforms, whether you are watching from Amplia, whether you're watching from YouTube or Facebook. You know, everything that you are doing is what is making us the #1 here in Tobago. So continue to do it. Continue to share the live. Continue to add your comments, your likes, and, you know, continue to support Tobago Updates as we try our best to bring you the highest quality of production and broadcast here in Tobago. So again, thank you so much and have a great day.